Hey guys, James here, 5-22. This is in real time. Just a quick tip video. Quick up. It's not really a quick tip. It's kind of a reference video, I guess, or something. I'm in the middle of painting doing the Terminator, working on getting that all finished up. But what I wanted to do was give you guys. I had promised you guys that I would do a video about my thinners that I use. Well, like I said in my last vid, I've been working on switching to testers here instead of the flow aid. Basically because this I can get just down the road at a hobby shop that's real close by here, and so I don't have to pay shipping. It's actually cheaper for it's close to the same price, I guess, but it's cheaper for me to get because I can get it right here. I don't have to pay shipping. Because when I usually order my flow aid, I order it by itself. So yeah, so I'm trying to use this. So I figured I'd do a quick update while I'm switching out my dropper. Now it comes in this one, and this one's pretty nice. This Testers dropper. I've been using it for a while now, and this is I got 4 bottles of it. So yeah, I'm plenty stocked up. I use thinner a lot, so it's a good thing. But anyway, so it's got this nice dropper bottle, which isn't too bad. It seems to come out all right, you know. It's not so bad. Comes out in decent drops, but it kind of I don't know. I just don't like that it's so big, and I'm really used to putting my thinner in this, so I'm gonna put it in this one as well. So what I have here is just an old yellow game color dropper that I had. I cleaned it out, washed it out. You can kind of see that there's like some black paint residue in there, but that stuff has been in there now for months, and it hasn't, you know, it's not coming out. I've never had any of this crap come out. It took quite a bit to get most of this paint out, but you know, I got it pretty good. And then I've never had this particle crap come off the wall. It's pretty stuck in there, so I don't really worry about it, you know. If I ever get a chunk that comes out or something like that, I'll wash it up again. Just let it soak in like a bleach. Let it soak with bleach inside the bottle and some water, and then it cleans up pretty good. As you can see, that's pretty clean. This was black that was in here, so you know. High pigment. But alright, so anyways, so what I do is I use this, and I use this to make it easier for me to use my thinner. So now what I'll do here is I just kind of eyeball it, and I fill it up to about 20 or about 3/4, somewhere in there. If I use flow aid, I do it about half, but this tester seems to be, I think they pre-water it down a little bit, to be honest. Well, it's got water in it naturally, but I don't know. I don't like adding as much water to this, so I don't. So anyways, so I fill up to about 3/4 there with the testers, and then I use filtered water. I don't use water out of the tap. See, I got this big jug here. It's like $1 or 89 cents or something. You get a whole big jug of it, so it lasts forever. But the reason I don't use it out of the tap is it's got when you use water out of the tap, you never know what you're getting. They add minerals. Some cities add fluoride right into the city water, so I don't like using it because of that. So I like to make sure that it's distilled, you know, distilled water. I'm not getting a bunch of preservatives or additives or anything to my water. So that's why I use the bottled water. And it's really not that expensive, you know. I don't use it for like cleaning my brush. I just use tap for that. But for mixing into my paints, I like using the filtered water. So anyways, you can see there. Put the cap back on, and that's it. That's my thinner. And then this makes it real easy too, like since, you know, I use the yellow game color paints, if I'm mixing and I put a drop of this in, I can put exact same size drop of this in, same dropper size, you know. So it's really easy to mix 1-to-1, you know, and remember how I do it. Like, let me see here. I don't even have a card. close by. But I use, let's see, I got some new ones. Where are my new ones? Shoot, I can't find them. But you know, like poster cards. They're little like cards about like this size, like this. They're white. There's ones with lines in it, like lined paper, and then there's ones without lines that are just plain white. I buy those plain white ones and I keep them and I use them like if I'm painting up a new model or a new batch or something like that, and I want to, and I mix paints a lot. And so in order for me to remember how I mixed them, what I'll do is when I start out the model, I'll take one of those cards, set it next to me while I'm painting up the model, and if I mix up a certain color, I'll take my pencil, you know, well, I take, you know, whatever color I mixed up, let's say like on here or something, let's say I did this in a brown mixed with my gold to get this kind of brass look. So anyways, so I take that, mix that on, or take the mixture that I made up, put a little dot onto my card, onto my note card, put a little dot of that, and then underneath with my pencil I'll write, you know, one dot one part whatever brown, you know, I might use dark brown, let's say. So 1 part dark brown to 1 part shining gold, and then, you know, and then if for some reason, like if I was doing a wash or something like that and I mix up a bunch of extra, or if I mix an extra thinner, you know, then I'd put that too. Otherwise I pretty much know that that would be 1 part thinner, because I pretty much put in 1 part thinner to everything. So but then now another thing I do is I buy, let's see, here we go, I buy these little pots here. This is another reason why I have so much thinner. I buy these little pots here, and then I get some larger ones in case. Now I used to mix up my own paint a lot more often, but I've been getting kind of I don't know, laxative or lazy, so I don't really mix up my own paint much anymore. Now that I'm doing terrain though, I probably will, due to trying to, like, if I'm trying to make a whole gaming board that's kind of consistent, like with buildings and whatnot and hills and stuff like that, if there's like a certain thing I'm using for like a rust effect or insignia or something like that, like a certain color I mix up, because, you know, I use those cheap paints, so I just pretty much mix, you know, mix colors to get different colors with those. So if I do that, then I got these nice pots to throw in a big mix of it, and that way I'm consistently using the same color. Like, let me see, I thought I had my rust color I mixed up out here. I was showing my sister. I don't remember where I put it. Yeah, you should probably put, if you mix up paints, remember where you put them so you can actually use them anyways. Let's see. I'll check around. Oh, and then I use these. These are baby droppers. You can get these at, like, we have a place called Bargain Bills around here. Oh my gosh, you can get everything super cheap. So that's where I get these from. It's like $1 and you get 2 of them. So I use these to get exact measurements on them. And then when I mix them up, you know, in my little paint pots here, what I'll do is I'll take a piece of Scotch tape, stick it on the top of the lid, write down 1 part, whatever, 2 parts, whatever, you know, write down exactly what I mixed. You know, 2 milliliters of golden yellow, and 1 milliliter of black, you know, and then 15 drops of thinner, tester's thinner I'll put, so something like that. But anyways, so that way I can get exact measurements. Now once I run out of that, I got the paint pot, I can look on there and say, oh, okay, well, I can make that exact same paint really easy, use the same thing. I use this too. You've seen this before. This is just syringe out of came out with kids medicine. I really like this one a lot better. This one's I feel is a lot more accurate. But I've been using it so much it's starting to get like kind of stained and stuff, but that's okay. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I have these. These are cheap. I get 8 of these for $1.25. 8 of these pots, and they actually seal pretty good. What I do is when I put in the paint, you know, I close the cap back up and stuff. I store them upside down like that, so that I make sure that it has a good seal on it, just in case. So then it'll keep my paint, you know, a little bit longer. I wish I could find. I know I had one out here. I could always run to my room, grab a different one. Oh wait, yeah, here we go. See, here's one I mixed up. And all this is like, this is my rust. So it's 1 part. You can see here I put 1 yellow, and that's an M at the end that's for matte. It's a matte yellow, and then 1.5 parts red, and that's a gloss red. And now I know which ones I use because I only use 1 yellow, and this is for terrain effect. And then 15 thinner drops, tester drops. So, and then this is my rust. This is for the top part on rust. So you can see there, it's kind of an orange color. A semi-gloss orange is what it is, and I like using that for my rust. So when I mix it up, you know, I mix up my batch so that way, on my terrain and stuff like that, if I put more rust on there, it's first of all it's already mixed up for me. Second of all, it'll be consistent. So you can see there. So you know they stay good in these pots. You know they stay really good. It's mixed up a while ago. I add quite a bit of thinner to the cheap paints because they use a lot of medium in those, like the folk art and apple barrel type Walmart crap dollar store type paints. You've seen what I use. So but anyways, yeah, so that's why I have those, and that's why I also like testers now, because I can get it really quick, really easy, and I use a buttload of it when I'm painting, when I do anything, making paints, mixing up my own colors, making, you know, painting models. You know, I use a lot of thinner. I thin down my paints a lot. So yeah. So that's just a quick thing. I just thought I'd show you guys that. I've had a lot of questions about it. I'll try to go in and do, like, I'll show you guys a test demo of why I use thinner. I'll take like a side of a tank or something like that and show you guys why I use thinner. I'll do a video like that sometime, and maybe even I'll do a thing where I test testers versus my flow aid and see if there's a big difference. I'm kind of doubting it because it's been, I mean, I've been using flow aid for a long time, and it was a pretty easy switch to testers. So it's probably made, it might be made in the same place, and then the fluid's probably shipped out to another place, and one person bottles it in testers and one person bottles it in flow aid. I don't know, possibly. But alright, that's it for now, guys. Hope that was kind of informative, and you guys take care. Later.